Morning, we're day 14 I think. Going to be a bit of a general jobs day today. I'm going to close the door of the caravan because it's raining. It's going to get wet in there. Come on, stay in there, stay in. It's trying to escape. Found this mushroom last night. It's just, oh, that's breaking. Pretty spectacular. I'm leaving it up there because I'm not sure it's poisonous. Tried to Google the species, but I realised they're much more difficult to identify than I thought. I thought it'd be fairly straightforward, but you need to check the gills type and the gill, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, today's gonna be a general job. I've got to take the boiler off the wall, I've got to send that away. We've ordered a refurbished one to replace it. I added that filter that I talked about on our water collector, just that mesh on top of it. So now when I pour the water in, it just catches all the leaves and stuff before it goes in. My main job today though is going to be building the front wall to the workshop, because right now it's a bit of a free-for-all. If you wanted to come and borrow anything, all you have to do is just walk in and get your shopping bag, grab what you want. So I'm gonna build the wall from across here, just close that wall off so that's gone. Boiler off the wall like I mentioned. I might try and build the static caravan skirt as well, because if I'm doing some stud work in here, there's not very much on that wall, so I might add the skirt. It looks a bit rough from the road at the minute, the side of the site, and I don't want all the people driving by. I mean, neighbours won't be too bothered, but it just looks like boxes, bags and pipes and stuff everywhere. I want it to look a little bit more like somebody lives here permanently, so I'm gonna try making a skirt under there. The weather's turned though, so I'm not sure I'm gonna get quite to that stage, but that'd be nice if I can get that done too. But first the boiler, because we need to get that shipped off, because we'll have no hot water until we've sent it off, and then we've received a new one. So let's get that off. Okay, so this is the boiler. I didn't film taking it off because it was a tight cupboard. It's one of these Morco. They're discontinued though, and I think what happened was the flue on top of the caravan must have been knocked off at one of the stages of transport, and it's just got really rusty in there. And when I looked at it, these bits here are all rusty, and I thought I could buy some new pieces here. That bit looks all fried up, but I'll just wait for a week for this little bit and it won't be that, and then I'll wait for another week for that little bit and it won't be that, and then blah blah, just keep going on and on. So I thought if I just package the whole thing up, send it off to this guy on eBay who does this refurbished service, then I know I'm going to get one that works. It's going to come back. It means we're definitely going to be out without hot water for another week or two, but at least I know that when it arrives it will work, instead of maybe it'll work this time, maybe it'll work this time. It's almost worse if you think, oh great, I'm going to have a hot shower on Monday, and then it doesn't work, and you then, oh, I'm going to have a hot shower next Monday, and then it doesn't work again, rather than just, it's definitely not going to work, and then I shouldn't say it's definitely going to work, because it'll turn up and not work, won't it? But job number one for the day done. I think we'll have to go to the post office and get it posted quickly though. So we'll go do that, come back, and then get on with the workshop wall. find it easier to do these. Got a car? Got a car? Find it easier to do these panels here rather than just making the stud work straight up to the surfaces that you're working with, because it when you sort of flat pack it like this, you know it's square. And when I did the other piece over there, you saw that I just did the stud work, as in the uprights and the cross members. I didn't put the ply on, but you can sometimes end up with warped pieces of timber and it's not square. Whereas if you make it, you cut this square and then you make the frame on the back of it, you know you've got a straight square panel that once you assemble them, you can kind of disassemble the whole wall into different panels, and you can end up with reusable bits. So I'm making it like this. It came in handy because if you could, I mean, even the walls over here are so unsquare and unlevel that had I not made it, I almost didn't believe the spirit level, because it's like that much off at the top and then tight at the bottom. But because I made this square before, I know that the bit I'm using is square, and you know I don't have to. Had I worked straight off that wall, I would have just nailed the first piece straight against it and then measured straight, as in measured two bits the same. I'd have measured that bit and that bit the same, and then this edge would have been off, and then when I'd screwed the other side of this to this, it would have been leaning in. Whereas if you make the panel square, at least you know you've got something square and you can level everything else off to it. Might look like I'm doing this a bit of a backwards way, because I constructed a panel there, small one, and I've constructed a full panel there, and then a gap here. Why didn't I just full panel, and then just have one off cut at this end? But I want to see this gap between these two beams. I want the option to be able to put a vehicle in there, or that light aircraft I talked about getting that I'm going to do some work on. So I want this to be removable, as a sort of removable large entry door. If I need to get any big machinery or anything in there, I can just unbolt this, and then I've got a full 2.4 by 2.4 door section that I can remove. And the reason I've done the offcut there as I've done it is because I want there to be able to be a 60 centimetre, I'll show you inside, it's a tight fit now. Over there where that building is, this bit, I want 60 centimetres from there to here, so that I can fit workbenches or drawers or any tool stuff. 60 centimetres is sort of standard depth, so that means that if I take this door off, I'm not going to suddenly drive into the edge of any worktop that I decide to put in there. And then all I've got to do is bridge this gap to here, and then we've got this whole front wall complete. I know it's not actually secure at the moment because you know there's no roof, but it just means, I mean, you can hear how much traffic's coming, well, how much traffic's coming past, but you can hear the traffic's coming past right there, and at least when that's finished you won't be able to see in. So that's the idea. I've actually run out of sheets now. Remember that one where I got the van stuck and I ended up cracking these two sheets, so that meant I'm a couple down, which I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this in one job. So I may end up pausing the video here, and then I've got a lot more material arriving for I'm going to rebuild the whole rear section, and I just got those pieces, that material there I brought up in the van, so I had something just to get the front wall on, but I'm going to be rebuilding this whole section here. So I'm going to be ordering a lot more sheets of timber, and I think I'll do that at the same time, but I don't think there's any need for me to continue the video further than this, because all I'm going to do is infill that little bit of timber, that wall. I'm going to make one more panel just there. I'm going to fill it in, same as I've done all the others. But I'll be waiting about a week, I should think, for those materials. So I think I'll close the video here. And yeah, I shall see you in the next one, which is probably going to be the internet, actually. We've got Starlink internet. And I'm running off my phone at the minute, so we're editing these videos and it takes a whole day to upload using my phone signal. So it'd be good to get Starlink. I've got it, we've had it since day one, but it's just priorities, right? I don't want all my stuff nicked. I can deal with a little bit less internet for the time being. So I think internet's going to be the next thing. It'll just be me installing it and then perhaps showing you the speeds that it gets, because Starlink's a cool company, isn't it? We'll see if it's worth it. It's like £70 a month as well, so we'll see if it's worth that. The neighbour suggested there's a what's the word? There's another way of doing it which is far cheaper. Point a device at a satellite and you get basically free internet, but we're going to go with Starlink. And if that's something you want to watch, we'll see you in the next one.